So we're halfway through January, folks. We're entering this new year. We're still in kind of the GST tax holiday situation. I don't know in regards to the checks if they're going to actually come out because of Justin Trudeau's resignation, with him suspending the House of Commons in a kind of illegal, unethical way. There's more to that story. Um, There's an article here from Global News that asked the people and retailers what they feel a month in of this GST tax holiday. Now, we know that this is going to end February 15th. That is the day that they're going to continue on flourishing the carbon tax. They're going to increase that. They're going to increase other restrictive measures. That's going to affect your gasoline. That's going to affect grocery prices. We already kind of get into detail of that. But has the GST tax holiday helped businesses 1 month in? What retailers are saying. So this is an article Global News put together. It says the federal government's GST tax holiday has been in place for a month now, and businesses say that they have seen mixed results when it comes to increases in sales. The holiday, which was announced in late November and goes from December 14th to February 14th. Oh, so Valentine's Day. Kind of ironic. Kind of ironic. A day of love, and the government's going to slap you in the face with increased taxes. Yeah. Love and support from them. With items such as children's toys, restaurant food, snacks, and wine free from either the government sales tax or the harmonized sales tax, depending on the province. Restaurants Canada said have heard in surveys of members about a boost in sales ranging from 7 to 9% and an increase in reservations as well. The organization represents nearly 100,000 food service businesses. Kelly Higginson, President and CEO of Restaurants Canada, said the boost has seen apparent both during the holidays and after. Not only are we seeing an increase, but we're seeing it at a time of the year that is really unpredictable and very challenging for our operators again, and going into January and February months, that could be particularly tough as well, she said. Higginson noted, despite the holiday season, the last 2 weeks of December can still pose challenges for restaurants' bottom line given holiday closures, bad weather, and other issues. According to estimates by Restaurant Canada's chief economist Chris Elliott, the tax change is expected to generate an added $1.5 billion in sales for the restaurant industry by the time it ends next month. Last year around this time, and it continued into the spring and summer, we saw Canadians having to pull back on their restaurant spending because of the lack of discretionary spending in their pockets. I think that we're seeing this is something they're really wanting to get back to be able to do and enjoy with their friends. Henderson added people have been changing from quick service to full service sit-down businesses. Others have upgraded their orders to something of a higher price, and some even have added bottles of wine that they might have not purchased when tax was attached. The effects on small retailers beyond the restaurant sector are trickier to parse so far. The Canadian Federation of Independent Businesses, which represents more than 100,000 small and medium-sized businesses, told Global News on Monday that after 1 month, preliminary results of surveys and members show 5% report a boost in sales attributed to the tax holiday. The vast majority of businesses felt that it was either the same or even a reduction in sales as a result of the tax holiday because of its temporary nature, said Dan Kelly, CFIB president, adding the change was hugely time-consuming for many businesses. Kelly said businesses had to spend an average of $1,000 to change their point-of-sale systems in order to reflect the changes. So that was something that we said at the beginning of this proposed tax holiday, is that it kind of seems chaotic that this temporary measure is going to affect a lot of small businesses, is going to affect a lot of these people, because then they're going to have to go in and change their POS systems. They're going to have to change their debit machines. They're going to have to change their cash registers. And some places, if they don't have the IT department available readily to make those changes, are going to have to hire those people. So you're going to spend money to change your system that's only for temporary basis that then you're going to have to rechange again after the ending of this tax holiday to put the taxes back on. It just seems so crazy. It seems so crazy. And in the end, does it really actually benefit the majority? Does it really benefit you in a huge, significant way? We saw the videos. We saw Anita Krishnam doing a breakdown when she went to a grocery store, and while the government was chanting about how it's going to be more affordable for people to buy their food, in regards to that, it didn't actually benefit a whole bunch. You may have gotten 8 cents out of the $100 you spent on groceries. And considering a lot of the food, if it's produce, if it's natural goods, aren't taxed anyway. It's only for chips and sodas and highly processed foods that you're going to see a tax-free savings on those products, and not even a very huge tax saving to it. So it just seems so chaotic. The Canadian Chamber of Commerce told Global News in an email that businesses were scrambling to implement the tax change, but are now raising concerns they face uncertainty around demand peaks in February when the tax break ends. It says there's also concern about having to revert the POS systems when it ends, and the reconciliation process, such as potential audits of their sales records and filings. Both the CFIB and Restaurants Canada say changes could be made to remove or reduce the taxes on items, as the temporary holiday may not have enough of an impact. We don't need tax gimmicks. We need tax reductions. And the government unfortunately chose the gimmick, Kelly said. So that, coming to that conclusion, is exactly the point. That this temporary tax holiday is a gimmick. It's not going to result in real significant savings that could actually steadfast the Canadian economy. People don't have the money. They don't have the ability to go out and spend in frivolous things. They don't have the expenditure to go out and dine at restaurants or go to the movies or do any leisure activities because of that. They had to cut back significantly, which puts an impact on the Canadian economy. And if you want to make things better, you're going to have to put more money into the pockets of working class people. And not just in a way of a small reduction in a temporary period, but actually look at the notions of, hey, reducing the carbon tax or getting rid of it altogether. Because that would actually significantly decrease the amount of the cost of groceries. It will definitely decrease the gas prices. It will put more money back into the pockets of working Canadians that could potentially go out and go to restaurants more often and go out and spend more. They can actually contribute more to the economy when they have that opportunity. They won't have that opportunity come February and into spring when all that's going to increase. And this is just a gimmick. This is just to shut people up before that measure takes place. And that is why someone like Pierre Poilievre is leading the charge on axing the tax, which has become very popular because these people are realizing that regardless of how you feel about the climate, taxing people extraordinarily is not going to resolve it. There's no solution out of it. The carbon tax has not put anything in place to making things better for the environment. In fact, it's made it worse as time has gone on, and statistics are alarming about Canada increasing its pollution with the carbon tax. So it has just done at most damage to people, and having this in place doesn't really benefit a whole lot of people. Yeah, sure, you may have gone out to a restaurant once during the holiday and it wasn't that bad. But in the end, it's not going to save the economy. It's not going to save the Canadian front. Working class people are still struggling, and the worst is yet to come. So don't lose sight of what's going to happen this spring, because what's going to happen this spring is really going to be a slap in the face to Canadians. And during this an election year, this is going to be very alarming. That's going to lose a lot of support. What little supports the Liberal Party, the NDP party, have in this country.